First, I'd like to thank the grace of heaven and the virtues of the masters and the mercy of the predecessors, transmitters, temple masters, everyone to give me this opportunity to talk about today's topic, which is, well, it's what is Tao and the benefits of receiving the Tao, right? Okay, so that is, okay, so what is Tao? Well, that's, okay, so that's really actually, you could say it could be a separate topic of its own. And also, if, you could approach it different ways, right? Okay, so on the one hand, we could, one approach to describe, to answer this question of what is Tao, we could use what Lao Tzu said, right? What the Lao Tzu said, right? Right? The book of the virtue, the book of the way and the virtue, right? That's the translation. Dao De Jing, whatever. Okay. Okay. So just the very first sentence, chapter 1, right? He said, Dao Ke Dao. That means Fei Sang Dao. So it's the Dao that could be named, okay, or spoken. You can say spoken. It's not the true Dao. So there in that one sentence or one phrase, you can say captures the essence of what is the Tao, okay? Captures the essence. Or you can, but it took what, 6 words, right? Or 名可名非常名, okay? Or the name that can be named, or the Tao that can be given a name, you can say that. It's not the eternal name, right? Okay, it's not absolute, in other words, okay? So if we can, to describe or to answer the question, what is Tao? If we speak it, then that's no longer the Tao. Whoa, that's like, whoa, it's like paradoxical. Okay, so that kind of captures the essence, right? But it took like, it's 12 words, right? 12 Chinese words, right? It's the first sentence, okay? 2 sentences, you can say 2 sentences, okay? So even then, that's 12 words, If you really want to be even more precise, if you want to say, on the one extreme perspective, you can say 1 word, one or oneness. Okay, even then that's 1 word. Okay, so actually, the true, in the Nirvana Sutra, and also, Parinirvana Sutra. I think that, it's in the Parinirvana Sutra. That's the last sutra that Buddha gave, right before his parinirvana. That's why it's called Parinirvana Sutra. He only did it in 24 hours. Okay, he spoke it for 24 hours. Ooh, cool, huh? So he described the Tao. I mean, he ultimately said, "What is the Tao?" Well, yeah. He said it's indescribable. so he can't say it. So okay. So that's the full circle. That's exactly what Lao Tzu was saying too. All right. Okay. So that's the same message. Okay. But then, unfortunately, I mean, even though that is correct, that is on the one, remember I say, on the one approach, it is the correct way of describing the Tao. You can say that, or of saying what the Tao is, okay? Unfortunately, that's too abstract for I would say 99.99% of the people, right? Unless you are truly enlightened, or you have that, you are at the very, very high level of awareness, right? Then you can understand or realize it, okay? What they're saying, what that means. So for the rest of the 99.9999% of the people, unfortunately, we have to describe it, right? We have to say what it is. We have to, or try our best to say what it is. What is the Tao, right? So partly that's why Buddha spent the rest of it, 49 years. I mean, he didn't spend all 49 years describing the Tao. He obviously talked about how to cultivate too, obviously. I mean, a bulk of it, okay? And then the path, right? He was talking about the path, right? The fourth noble truth, right? Okay, all right. But at the same time, he was also hinting or describing the Tao. Sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly. The directly is in his very first formal sutra, Hua Yan Jing or Avantasaka Sutra. All right? And also at the very last sutra, Parinirvana Sutra, and a couple in between too. Okay? But those 2 sutras the main themes, you can say part of the main themes, among other things, but one of the key themes of those two sutras is talking about the Tao, actually describing it. But he's describing from different perspectives. Very interesting. Different perspectives. The first one, Avantasaka Sutra, he was describing it from the phenomenal view, i.e. from the relativistic realm, i.e. phenomena. That's why, if you haven't, I mean, it's a very long sutra. It's the second longest sutra, by the way. It's like 40 volumes, or they call it 40 chapters, but it's really, like volumes. It's pretty long. Yeah. Certain volumes or chapters he described about, the phenomena, saying the Tao, the essence, gives rise to these phenomena, right? So you can summarize as, all is one, one is all. That's really, if you want to summarize it, okay, that's how it is, okay? Or another way of saying in Chinese, we say, 小而无内, 大而无外. Understand? Right? Nothing, literal translation in English, nothing can be smaller than it meaning the Tao, and nothing is beyond the Tao. So another way of saying, to paraphrase, to describe it, just like in the previous class, Tao is everywhere. You can say everything, everywhere. For eternity, right? For all time, right? It's also, right? Okay, so it's everywhere, everything, everywhere. So a lot of people say, oh, God is everywhere, right? We talk about that. See, but actually that's only a partially correct view, because that's just the functions or the manifestations, applications of the Tao. It's everywhere. So nothing is beyond this Tao. We call it the essence. You can say it's the truth, the absolute truth, because the Tao is absolute. But because we need to describe it, we can only describe it from the relativistic view, right? So therefore we say all is one, one is all. Okay? All right? Okay? Actually it just is, 如是, but that's even more, that's another direction, another approach. But I don't need to go into that detail. That's a separate topic. But then in the Parinirvana Sutra, before Buddha's enlightenment, Parinirvana, we don't say, he's already enlightened, he was already enlightened. But, Ananda tried to ask him, say, well, where are you going to go, Buddha? Cousin, where are you going to go, Buddha? And Buddha says, I'm neither going, nor I'm neither leaving or something like that. I'm not going or coming. Yeah, going or coming. That's, because he just is. He just at one. You get it? At one. Okay? So it's indescribable. So he told, that's the fourth Dharma seal. They call it the fourth Dharma seal. All right? Which is Nirvana is 涅槃, 是无 it's indescribable. I know, you cannot describe it. 是不可思议, maybe that's a better term. Okay? 不可思议 means you can't describe it. So he says the Dharma Dhatu, or Nirvana, right? Nirvana, which is Dharma Dhatu, which is what? 不生不灭. That literally it could mean no birth, no beginning, no end. It means it's absolute. Okay? Absolute realm, okay, or the absolute state, you can say that, is indescribable. It is absolute. So you cannot describe it completely or accurately or satisfactorily. Get it? So that's the same as what Lao Tzu was saying. The Tao that could be called the Tao is no longer the true Tao. Okay? So that's, okay. But we can also describe, however, because we live in this relativistic universe, i.e. we are, forms, right? We ourselves are forms. So we can try to use the forms to, or phenomena to describe the Tao. Okay? So we say it's everywhere, right? It gives rise to the cosmos, right? And then from that, we have the notion of time, right? But understand, that's only a partial view. Get it? It's a partial view, right? It's a partial. It's not 100%, right? because there's the essence that gives rise to all this. So you can say there's one underlying truth. Some people say that's God. Yeah, okay. You can say at the highest level, or the absolute. Yeah, you can say the God is Tao, also Tao. So that's why in the Chinese term, unfortunately, the term Tao can mean many things. Depending on what level or what perspective, right? So at the highest, grandest, all-encompassing level, you can say the Tao is God. Yeah, you can say that. Or the absolute truth, absolute principle, which all other principles or sub-principles, or like say sub-principles meaning like the laws of physics, laws of nature, to be broader, right? Derive from, get it? Comes from there, right? Get it? Okay, because the laws of nature are a little bit more specific. They become conditioned, right? So like if you enter a black hole, whoa, the laws of physics collapses because they don't work. Those equations don't work under that situation, that condition, that state, right? Similarly, when you enter quantum mechanic level, which is at the very subatomic level, even the laws of physics, Newtonian mechanics, don't work. Get it? Relativity doesn't work. So that's why they have quantum mechanics. All right? So that's the problem. So these are all laws of physics. You can say these are laws of physics or part of laws of nature, but they are specific to particular conditions, i.e. they're conditioned. But these laws of nature, physics, etc., all come from one absolute principle. Make sense? But that absolute principle is indescribable. So you cannot come with a grand, what's what they call it, super grand unified theory or whatever the heck that, using string theory and God knows what, I don't know. It's impossible. I mean, they could do it to a certain degree, but it's still incomplete. That's the whole point, okay? Because you cannot totally use science or mathematics, in this case, to describe this absolute principle. That's why it's indescribable, okay? All right, but here's the thing. What's very important is, so if this Tao is so, we can say it's absolute, it's so indescribable, then what's its relevance to us sentient beings? Right? The big difference is that, we are also, well, even though we say the Tao is everywhere, so therefore, the cosmos, the galaxies, the superclusters, the Milky Way, the sun, the stars, the planets, the satellites, the moon, all of that are part of the Tao. That's true. That's true. But we should be a little bit more precise and explain what we mean by part of the Tao. Is that they are all outcomes or results or manifestations of, or phenomena, you can say, of all of that principle, of that essence. Get it? So they themselves, i.e. the cosmos, the superclusters, the sun, don't really have an essence. Even though some people dispute that, they say, oh, well, we have, sun god. Yeah, certain... that's really not an accurate description, because you can say, you can say that there are essences that can guide, control these things, okay? But they themselves have what? Beginning and end. So therefore, they're not the essence. Get it? Okay? So humans, now, the differences between humans is that we say Tao is everywhere, but the Tao is, we are also part of Tao. Or we can say we have the Tao, meaning that we have that essence in all of us, i.e. we call that essence true nature, Buddha nature, etc., etc. Okay? Some people say the soul. The soul is it's misleading, because the soul actually is not our true essence. It's a projection. It's like an avatar. Yeah, like an avatar. Yeah. So, we gotta be careful. Yeah. I mean, but because most people only can understand it from that perspective, but just understand that. All right? Okay? So because it's only that because we have the essence, and because we are alive, then therefore we have this soul. Okay, we have this karma, if you will. You can say that. Okay, All right, so it's the soul. You can say, yeah. Therefore, it's that soul. That's, you can say, that avatar, that soul or representation of our Buddha nature, of our essence. That's what gives rise or goes through the samsara. So what suffers? Let's say samsara. Let's say we do not have the three treasures. Let's say and law of causality. Plays out, and we go to the underworld, right? To suffer, quote unquote, right? To suffer. So what suffers? It's not the essence that suffers. Essence cannot suffer, right? The Heart Sutra states that, right? No increase, no. What? It's neither cleanliness or neither defilement, right? None of that, right? It's not the essence that suffers. The essence doesn't suffer. The essence is always. But what suffers? Our soul. Because our soul takes a form. Even though we don't, we can't imagine what form, but you can say it's a type of form because they're in that realm, right? In that underworld realm in this case, okay? And the whole point of the underworld is we have to what? Suffer. It's not for enjoyment. It's not for pleasure. That's for sure. Okay, it's not for. That's why we call it the underworld. Now, where's pleasure? Well, there's pleasure. Celestial heavens. Right, there are multiple levels. There are too many levels. We talked about in the 10 Dharma realms, right? We talked to those of you who have that outline I gave you, that chart or whatever, right? So yeah, so it's not the essence that's having pleasure in those celestial realms. It's your soul. You can say it's your soul because your soul is still would have characteristics of like the 5 skandhas. Get it? So therefore, they still have, you can say, like and dislike. That's the soul. That's what makes a soul. Get it? It's not the true essence. The true essence doesn't have like and dislike. Get it? So that's what. So we got to be careful, all right? And the reason why we say the soul is eternal, quote unquote, that's actually not true. It's only eternal in the sense that as long as we are continuing in samsara, yeah, then it's eternal because we continue to have this phenomenal existence. Get it? So that's why that's one of the, that one of the 14 14 无记, Buddha's 无记 means no comment, no, or unanswered questions. One of the 14 and it deals with the soul because some of this, not this, some or some outsiders, the other schools of thought, because some claim that the soul is eternal. Some claim that there's no such thing as a soul, So if everything's empty, it's total emptiness or 完空, right? So Buddha cannot answer that absolutely because on the one hand, if we continue to have samsara, right? Be it in this physical realm, or be it in the underworld realm, or be it in the celestial realm, you'll have a soul. You get it? But if we go transcend samsara and go to at least the 51st, 52nd, and the Buddha realm, right, or the Dharma Dhatu, there's no such thing as a soul because it's just the essence. Get it? Just our Buddha nature, or Bhuta Tathata. Okay, that's the Sanskrit term. Bhuta Tathata. Yes.
So I'm wondering about the soul. The soul can be say as it's still your individual.
Yeah, precisely.
You really
It embodies, right. It still embodies a sense of me, I. Get it? The ego. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so that's why there's differentiation. Get it? So that's why the soul is not the essence. Get it? Make sense?
Yeah.
Make sense now?
So,
Right.
So that's
Right.
why if the soul is in the underworld, it's still feel pain.
Yeah, right. Because it carries all the karmic debt, right? I mean, with it. It identifies with it. You can say it's linked to it, okay? So that's why we have to be careful, right? So when we use the term soul, we tend to say, the soul is eternal. That's really half true, okay? That is true if, we continue in samsara. Then of course you have the soul. Of course the soul always will exist. Of course. Get it? But if you're in Dharma Dhatu, or, 究竟界, or 理天, or 先天, the different terms, okay? Dharma Dhatu. That's our absolute realm. You can say absolute. There's no such thing as a soul. There's no individuality anymore. Get it? No attachment, no ego, right? None of that. The soul has a sense of ego. My soul, your soul, right? Yeah. So that's subject object. That's differentiation. All that. Make sense? So that soul is actually like an avatar. Avatar, you know what an avatar? Like a puppet, right? Is that a puppet?
Part of the Nirmanakaya.
Yes, you can say Nirmanakaya. Yeah. It's a manifestation. It's still a manifestation. So it's not really the Dharmakaya yet. Yeah, the remember the three bodies? Yeah, Trikaya. Yeah.
On my little understanding about the soul, based on what you said and what you explained, the soul is, as you said, my soul, your soul. It's like when you say, this is how I am and this is how you are, or even though there is some differences, but they still being so alike. So it's like the soul, what you say, like a person that is, as you said, is who you are. So
Right, have different personalities or characteristics. Yeah, see, so that's not the Buddha nature.
Could be that also
Right.
is the soul. Like
Yeah, you can
way
say,
of
yeah, it has
defining.
some individual characteristics. Let's put it that way. That's what we define as a soul. Usually. That's how we used to describe the soul. It has, that's your character. That's the way you are. Your personality. That one goes back to the four images or the four forms of existence, four marks of existence, right? The ego. Remember the ego, right? The ego. Then there's the subject object, right? The differentiation, subject object differentiation. But okay, yeah. So that's not really our Buddha nature. Makes sense?
Tainted by karma.
Yeah. Well, it's subject to karma. Yes, it's subject to karma. That means it's under the it flows with karma. Yeah, it flows with law of causality. You can say, okay, to be broader. Okay, so that's why now we understand what the difference between soul and Buddha nature. Okay,
I have
yeah.
another question. Since you understand a lot about the Bible, I ask you why in the Bible. I don't know much about the Bible, but I just hear what people say. So, why do they say a lot about the soul? Your soul, you need to help the soul, otherwise you don't go to heaven. Why is all about the soul? So,
Well-
and the soul, for them, I understand that is not.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Let's step back.
Integrity.
There is a
Oh.
distinction in the Bible between the term soul and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, get that, okay? So the Holy Spirit, you can say, represents our Buddha nature. You can say that. Or the
They say
essence.
that also.
It's the essence. Yeah, they use two
I don't know
terms.
anything about it.
But it's not, unfortunately, for most people, those two terms are interchangeable. We equate with the soul as the Holy Spirit. Be careful, right? Actually, it's different. That's why there are two terms, okay? That's why there are two terms, okay? Just like we say there's Buddha nature, essence, versus our spirit. Well, in the Tao, in the Taoism perspective, they call it the Hun, the Qi, right? The Hun, the Qi 跟什么 Po, right? Or the the vitality, the energy, whatever you want to call it. That's all like you can say part of the soul. You can say that. I mean, you can describe it like that. Okay. So that's why the soul is not the ultimate or the essence. Let's put it that way. The essence you can say is our Holy Spirit. We can call it the Holy Spirit. The God Spirit, Holy Spirit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's the essence. That's our Buddha nature. Get it? Okay. So that's the distinction. Okay. So because and that's what in the three marks of existence, or the three Dharma seals, right? Or four. You can say four Dharma seals. Part of it. That's called. Buddha said, all phenomena or all Dharma, all things, all objects, all phenomena, objects have no self. Get it? It's called anatta. Have no self. Understand? No self means no essence, no Buddha nature, except human beings. Okay, that's the only difference, because we all have that essence, even though we tend to think of that essence as soul. But that's different. That's not true, right? Because soul is still part of the five skandhas. You can say, the skandhas. Okay. Anyway, not part of, but it has the five skandhas. Let's put it that way. Okay, so the essence doesn't have it. Okay, the essence is what in Chinese we say 如如不动, right? 无为, that means no, non-conditioned. Yeah, 无为, you can say, or literal translation, non-motivated, unmotivated. Okay, motiveless, you can say that, right? It's really the essence is the four nirvana virtues. That's why, Buddha was trying to tell Ananda that, what is our essence? What is that Buddha nature? It has the four, what we call 四德, right? It's part of that Buddha nature list that we have, right? Glossary list. The four, it's permanent, it's eternal, timeless, you can say, right? 常, right? 常 means permanent. 乐 means what? Joy, you can say happiness, bliss. And yeah. Why do we say bliss? Because isn't that a dualistic? That's true. That I mean, from our perspective, right? From the relativistic view, yeah, you can say all those four terms, the four virtues, are you can say dualistic. But Buddha was trying to explain it from the Dharmadhatu perspective, which is saying that the Chang, it means from that view, remember from the previous class we talked about illusion and the truth, from the Dharmadhatu, the highest level or the absolute view realm, it is eternal. It is. The essence is eternal. Our Buddha nature is eternal, right? It has no beginning, no end. That's what we mean. Or timeless, you can say no time to it, right? Okay. So that's why it doesn't have those three minds, right? About the past, present, and future. To them, if you are eternal, time is meaningless, right? Well, what's the beginning of time? You're eternal. It's there. Well, there's no such thing as the beginning of time. Get it? Or the end of time, whatever. Okay? Okay, so that's what permanence means. Then le, bliss. Well, what is bliss? Bliss means, you're happy, you're joyful. That's not a real accurate definition of that term. It just means this. It just means that you are 自主, self-sufficient. 足具. That's what 具足. That's what sixth patriarch Hui Neng, when he became enlightened. See, that's the difference. Since he became enlightened, he is at one, right? And he was at the Dharmadhatu level, i.e. the absolute realm. So therefore, he basically said those four virtues. You know that? Yeah. 和其自性本自清净. Yeah. So that's the fourth virtue. And then 不生不灭,不灭, right? That's permanence. Then 具足 means it literally means self-sufficient. It means it has everything it ever needs. It doesn't need anything. That's another way to look at it. Okay, that means if you don't need to have any desire for anything because you have everything you ever could want it, you're in bliss. You're in a state of bliss. There's no need to crave, to desire anything, right? To like or dislike anything. There's no need, right? It becomes irrelevant, right? Those things, right? Desires, needs, cravings, clingings, or like and dislike. It's irrelevant because you are everything, or it's like you can do everything. Yeah, anything you want. Remember the 10 十自在, the 10 liberations. That encompasses like 具足. Basically, you're like God, essentially, almost like that. It's like that. It's hard to describe. Okay, so that's the third. Then also no. That's the last one. That's the all is one. Okay, or one is all. Also pure 具足, right? So 常乐我 the I, right? The I, the true I, the what kind of I? The I that is what? The I that is non-conditioned, that is eternal, that doesn't have, that's not the soul. That's not the soul. It doesn't have the 5 skandhas. Okay, that transcends. That has no 5 skandhas. The true I, you can say the true self. Get it? The true self. Okay. Or essence, you can say essence, right? Essence, okay. The 如如, yeah, that 如如不动. You can say 如如不动. The unperturbed, that's unperturbed. The unconditioned I, the non-conditioned I, non-dualistic I. Get it? That's the I. So no ego, no subject object. Understand? The one, you can say the one. Yeah, the one. Okay. And then 常乐我净. Jing means pure. That's non-defilable. Okay, non-defilable. Right? Part of the Heart Sutra, we'll talk about that. Okay. So those are the four, we say the qualities or description characteristics of what our Buddha nature is, i.e. our essence. Get it? So that's totally different from what the soul is. Make sense? Totally different. Okay? So very important, right? Okay? So because we have that war, that true I, the atta, we can say atma. I mean, that's the true essence, but it's not the soul. Make sense? Okay? Very, very important. Okay? So because we have the essence in all of us, then we therefore can become enlightened. Make sense? If we don't have the essence, then a piece of rock can be enlightened then. Doesn't make sense, right? Does not make sense, right? Because it doesn't have the essence. Even though you say, oh, the Tao is everywhere, actually we say it's part of the Tao. It's misleading. You can say it comes from the Tao. It comes from certain essence, i.e., the absolute principle, right? The absolute principle, we say 1, 2, 3, right? Transcendental Jin is talking about that 1, 2, 3, right? Or the Tao Te Ching says what? The 1 gives rise to 2, right? The 2 gives rise to 3. 3 means everything. That's what it means. The 2 means relativeness. So from the absolute, you can say the true principle, the absolute principle, whatever, right? Then one of its functions is that it manifests. It displays something. You could say it gives rise. So therefore we have the Big Bang, we have space and time, all that stuff. Get it? So therefore we have objects. No, well, we have duality first. I mean, if you want to go to a little bit, then from that duality, the interaction of the duality, really it's the interaction of the duality. Okay, that's what we call the yin and yang. The I Ching, the Book of Changes talks about that. That's the whole point of the I Ching. And then from there, we have all objects. So it's not that the objects have essence. Get it? Makes sense. Okay, very important distinction. Okay, but humans, unlike these objects, even though we're formed, so we're in this relativistic phenomenal realm, right? But yet we have the true essence within us, right? So that's why Tao Te Ching, I think it's chapter 2, right? Second chapter, I forgot. He says, we are the connection between heaven and earth. Get it? Earth meaning, it can mean earth, but it just means all phenomenal world. Get it? All phenomenal or relativistic existence, or, right? And heaven meaning the absolute realm. So because we have that true essence, so we are like the connection, the bridge. Get it? So that's why other objects cannot have it, because they don't have the essence. Get it? I.e. Buddha nature. Make sense? Okay, so that's very important, right? So that's how we can further if we want to go more into detail, okay? So this is all part of the Tao. We can say that. So therefore, you can say, the Tao encompasses everything. Like I said, right? Nothing is smaller than the Tao, and nothing is beyond or greater than the Tao. So the Tao is everything. You can say it gives rise to everything. When we say it's everything, so that's why we say one is all is one. Because all phenomena comes from that one. Get it? That's what it means by all is one. That's what also Sixth Patriarch said that. Right? He said at the beginning, right? 一切万法不离本性. Then that's the first sentence. So that means all is one. All is one. And then at the very last phrase of his, after those 5 phrases, the first 4 he talked about the middle 4, he talked about the 4 virtues, right? The 常乐我净. And then the last phrase he talked about 何其本性能生万法. Oh, how incredible, how marvelous, how incredible, or who could have thought that some of the translation, that the true essence or the essence mind can give rise to all phenomena. So that means one, the essence, is all. Get it? So, hey, that's Avantasaka Sutra right there. Hello? Whoa. And the Nirvana Sutra in between. Get it? So that's another view, another level of understanding of the sixth patriarch, okay? The Platform Sutra. Most people don't explain it this way. I don't think you can find it. I don't think I found it. I reached that not conclusion, or that, yeah, you can say conclusion, through your own internal introspection or learning or understanding. Maybe that's a better term. Yeah? No, most people don't explain those in that way. Even Lecture Liu didn't explain it that way. Right? At least when I listened to his lectures, he didn't explain it that way. So I'm saying that's another level of understanding. That's why I say there are different approaches. There are many different approaches. But this makes sense now, right? It connects. Say, woo, Platform Sutra to Avantasaka Sutra to Parinirvana. Isn't that everything? That's everything. That encompasses, you can say summarizes what the Tao is, or the essence. You can say essence, Tao, all that stuff. Make sense? Makes sense? One is all is one. That's Avantasaka Sutra. And the four phrases in between the Platform Sutra, it's the Nirvana Sutra. It talks about. So we know Sixth Patriarch is illiterate, and he could not have read, or during his day, the Avantasaka Sutra was not that popular, nor is the Parinirvana Sutra. It's Diamond Sutra that's more popular, the Surangama Sutras, to some degree. So he attended. So that's one way to explain that Huineng, Sixth Patriarch, became enlightened. Is enlightened because he understood, or he basically spoke what Buddha was saying too. Which is basically almost over 1,000 years before him, before Sixth Patriarch. Get it? So that's, you can say, proof. 印证. We want to see proof. Oh, hey, Sixth Patriarch or Huineng, proof. Show me that you're enlightened. Prove to me that you're enlightened. He was able to utter that. Those 5 phrases, 6 phrases really. Okay, get it? So that's evidence that, oh yeah, if you understand that, oh yeah, one is all is one, and the 4 nirvana virtues. That's oneness. That's all oneness. Get it? That's another way of describing oneness. You can call it that way too. Make sense? Yeah, makes sense, huh? Now we have a deeper understanding of the Platform Sutra a little bit, or another angle, but view it from another angle. Makes sense, right? It makes sense. Okay, so wow. So now, so much for talking about the benefits of receiving the Tao. Unfortunately, you can talk about forever. Okay, so that's why Buddha spent 49 years, and then that's even not enough, right? So and like I say, like the Nirmana Kaya, right? We talk about Nirmana, the three bodies, three bodies, Trikaya, the 3 bodies. Nirmana Kaya is what? Infinite transformations, right? So because we are in this phenomenal realm, there are literally countless or endless phenomena. You can say different types of phenomena. So if we want to describe the Tao from that perspective, it's infinite. You can talk forever till the stars in the sky turn black. How long is that? How many Mahakalpas would that be? But I don't know. So that's the other extreme in. Get it? So on the one hand, we might start out saying that the Tao is indescribable, right? We talk about Lao Tzu, etc., right? But on the other hand, if you want to describe it, fine. It's forever. You can describe it forever. Get it? But it's still incomplete. Make sense? It's not absolute, in other words. Okay? So you can try to talk about it infinite time, for eternity. You still can't describe it completely. Make sense? Because you're still in this phenomenal, realistic, relativistic realm. Make sense? Okay? So that's why it's Nirmanakaya, right? Countless or infinite transformations. Changes or phenomena, different phenomena. Okay? Different realms, different worlds. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. It's not absolute, in other words. So that's why we can. Okay? Now.
But they talk about the principles. Principles
Yeah.
is
But the principle is, okay, so now let's talk about what is the essence. So now that's why we give different names, right? We say, oh, we refer to this, the Tao, the absolute principle, is God, right? You can say it's God. So we say God is everywhere. Chinese meaning something, Lao Mu, Wuji. Wuji means absolute. You can say creator, right? Absolute. Some people say Allah, or oneness, right? Right? Oneness, the one, the one. What does oneness mean? Oh, Great Spirit, yeah, oneness. It doesn't mean the number one. That's a single entity. Yeah, that's not accurate. That's not really what it means. The oneness means it embodies the essence and its functions. So that's why my favorite phrase is what? 既造同时 or 既用沾染 okay? 既用沾染 三点水的沾 okay? 沾染 that means it's in the glossary, okay? It's in the Buddha Nature glossary. So it just means simultaneously there is the what? The principle, or you can say the essence, the absolute principle, and yet there's same time because we have to use time now, simultaneously or concomitant, maybe that's another term. It means simultaneous, same thing, concomitant. There's its application, its use, its function, i.e. the phenomenal universe. Get it? So that's why the essence is, you can say, is within, you can say within the phenomena. Get it? We say the essence because all phenomena comes from that essence, i.e. the Tao. But the Tao, we can say, we can step back and say, well, the Tao besides, because we're talking about one, besides we can say God, right? But it has all these phenomena, encompasses. That's right. Nothing is smaller, nothing is beyond. Get it? 小而无内，大而无外, right? Same thing, okay? Just different from a different perspective. Phenomena, huh? Interesting, huh? So that's what we mean by oneness. It's concomitant. So that's why there's no such thing as 完空. Get it? That's extreme view. That's called extreme view. Or there's always phenomena. It's true. That's half true. That's not wrong. I mean, 100% wrong. But it's half true. Yeah, there is always phenomena. But that phenomena is not the essence. Get it? Get it? It's just the application or the function or the manifestation of the essence. That's the 造 and the 用 part. Get it? But then there's that quote unquote invisible part, or which is the 寂, right? We call it 寂, right? I.e. the essence, the 体, the 本体. Get it? Okay? Make sense? So that's what we mean by oneness. Get it? Make sense now? So that's really the Tao. Okay? If you want to, because the Tao, remember I talked about has different levels, right? Or you can say, to be very narrow, we can say, yeah, it's God. But then we can say, at the same time, it's all everything, right? Okay? Right? It's that oneness, in other words. Okay? So depending on what view, what perspective we're looking at. Okay? But actually at the Dharma Dhatu level, it's really indescribable. It just is. It just the way it is. That's what 如是 means. Okay? But that's a little more high level. That's a little bit more. Okay? Wow. Okay, so but remember I talked about different levels of the Tao. Okay? So that's more on this level. Okay? I mean you can say the general, that's the general. This can say general. You can say even though this is specific. But also, it has its function. Remember we talked about its function? So it's the way of cultivation, the way to enlightenment, the path to heaven, and philosophers, the way to transcend samsara. We can say that's also the Tao. Get it? That's the function. That's its use, its application. How marvelous. That's it. Now we're talking about this with respect to humans, obviously. Nothing to do with objects. Because why? Objects have no essence. It's the humans that have essence. So we can have this, right? Okay? So make sense? So then we talk about, so it's got true nature, true self, all these different terminologies, right? Valley spirit, that's from the Tao Te Ching. The Buddha nature, right? So this means it's what? Pure, remember? That's the four nirvana virtue, right? Part of pure. You say innocent, that's unconditioned, right? All that stuff, right? Unconditioned, non-defileable, all that, right? All right, right? Qing Qing. And all, okay, all right? So, I mean, even though he didn't talk about the four nirvana view, but I'm just going more in depth, okay? All right, so now we say, okay, what are the benefits, right, of this quote-unquote receiving Tao? Because that's an application, right? That's the to the path, right? The fourth noble truth, right? Buddha talked about that, right? Right? The fourth noble truth. There's a path, right? There's a way. That's also we say the Tao, but that's more specific now, right? Talks about humans' cultivation, right? Or way, right? Okay. So if we quote unquote receive the Tao, that means we practice the Tao. We follow our Buddha nature. That's another way of saying it. Okay. That's really what what we say receiving the Tao means. Even though, yeah, technically it's to know the three treasures. That's true. But actually, to know the three treasures is really should be the final stage, because you achieve total awareness of your true Buddha nature. But in order to get there, to total, and I'm talking about i.e. enlightenment, okay? So when we quote unquote receive the Tao right now, we're not totally enlightened. We're probably not even 10% enlightened. I don't know. Maybe only 1%. I don't know. Yeah, the 1% is to know the three treasures. But what about the rest of the 99% enlightenment, level of enlightenment? We have to cultivate. Get it? We have to progress. We have to what? Get rid of our bad temper, bad habits. Buddha has no bad temper, bad habits. There's no Buddha that's an angry Buddha or a greedy Buddha. Yeah, I was gonna say greedy Buddha. Yeah, the three poisons also, or ignorant Buddha. That's contradiction, right? There's an ignorant Buddha. How can that be? Right? That's contradiction, right? So we have to get rid of all that. So that's the rest of the 99%, if you will, that we have to cultivate. Get it? That's the path. So actually, for us to receive the three treasures, that's what makes the three treasures so precious. It really should be the last step to become say, now there is such thing as called three, but you already are pure. You can say pure or whatever, undefiled, or non-conditioned, selfless. You can say, or egoless. That's more precise. Okay, all right. No attachments, none of that. Okay, all right. Okay, we say conscience. Yeah, this is wrong. Hey, Tai, this is not the right slide. Yeah, because this is not the right. Yeah, let's skip. No. Okay, so this is samsara. Oh, now this is one of the benefits. He's talking about one of the benefits, i.e. Okay, see, I have a summarized called the basic concepts on cultivating the Tao. I summarize it in the third point. The third point. I talk about some of the benefits, or what we call, you can say benefits of quote unquote receiving the Tao, the blessing, meaning that 1, we can transcend samsara, right? That's what this is all about. 2, we can what? Earn merits, or because we now are cultivating according to the Tao now. Be careful, okay? Be very important. That's a distinction. I.e. Wu Wei, we say non-conditioned, right? We follow our Buddha nature in doing good things. You get it? That's the only way I can describe it. We and Tai talked about it. Remember the charity side, right? The 3 forms of giving. That's an example, right? That's an example. But it has to be non-conditioned. Get it? So that's in accordance with the Tao or Buddha nature. Then we can earn merits. And by earning the merits, or true merits, you call it true merits, or non-conditioned merits, or non-leaking merits, okay? 无漏功德, okay? Then we can reduce our karma. Get it? And then if we can reduce our karma, we can what? Change our destiny, right? Okay? And also that can help us avoid calamities, right? So that's the other benefit, the third one. And then the fourth one is we can also, in this period, uplift our ancestors, right? Okay, that's the other one, okay? Then the last one is we can 立志立人. That means, establish. That means once we cultivate very well, we can what? You can say, we're on the path of enlightenment. Then we can also help others or guide others, you can say guide others, to also become enlightened. That's another way of saying. Okay? Make sense? Make sense? And then if we could do that, the highest level, or the broadest level, I don't want to say the highest, the broadest, it can be highest too, depending on, is to create world harmony. 世界大同. The great commonwealth or the utopian society or heaven on earth. Get it? So those are the ultimate, you can say, levels, the higher. That's to be the highest level, of course, of highest level of benefit, right? Because now we've been, the whole world is benefit, right? Benefit, or we have harmony, peace, okay, in the world. Okay, so that's okay. This is the I don't know why. Yeah, he goes so much detail here. This is okay, the importance. All right. Now there are conditions about receiving the Tao too. Well, but that's different. That's nothing to do with the benefits. Okay. So all right. So I'm sorry, time took too long. I like to thank everybody, and there are a lot of things that I did not say satisfactorily. I asked for the Buddha's forgiveness. Thank you.